Hi all, I'm Dr. Divya Narang this side and we'll be discussing a case history on thiamine deficiency today. So, thiamine, it is the first vitamin of the B complex group of vitamins. We also know it as vitamin B1, vitamin F and anurine. So there are three names: vitamin B1, vitamin F and anurine. So let us start with the case history. So let us see what are the key features or the key points in the given case history. So she is a 46-year-old woman who is observed by her husband to be not eating at all. She is admitted in the emergency room with the complaints of dehydration and she is disoriented. Her physical condition was improved when she was rehydrated on IV fluids, but then she is mentally disturbed. Then she is having false claims about her age, that she is saying she is much younger than she really is. Then the main key feature here is that there is craving for alcohol, which points to chronic abuse of alcohol. So this is what we need to focus on. Then she says that she never gave birth to a child and her daughter is actually her sister's child. So she agrees that she has a child but says that it is her sister's child. The daughter is not actually her daughter but her sister's child. So she's having forgetfulness. She's having memory loss, but then she is filling up the gaps in her memories with made up stories. So she is confabulating. Then she is not able to recognize any of her colleagues. That means she is having agnosia. So what have we noticed here? She is having amnesia. It is retrograde amnesia here, because she is not able to recall the memories already formed. Then she is having confabulations. She is making up stories to fill the gaps in her memories. She is not lying exactly, but she is filling up the gaps. Then when MRI brain was done, neuroimaging was done, the cerebellum was found to be atrophied. So something of chronic nature has occurred, which has led to atrophy of the cerebellum. Now let us decode the clinical features one by one. So she has retrograde amnesia, she is confabulating and she is having agnosia. All these are features of Korsakoff psychosis, which is nothing but a chronic neurological sequelae of Wernicke's encephalopathy. Now, how thiamine is related to development of Wernicke's encephalopathy? So, thiamine, the active form is TPP, that is thiamine pyrophosphate. And briefly we will see what are the functions of thiamine pyrophosphate. So first thing, oxidative decarboxylation reactions. Where do we see? First is pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. What do we need here? The enzyme complex is PDH complex, which requires 5 coenzymes, which are TPP, NAD, FAD, coenzyme A, and lipoic acid. These are the 5 coenzymes needed by PDH complex, a very commonly asked viva question. Then second, you require it where? Alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. Alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A, you need alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase complex. This is again a oxidative decarboxylation reaction. Then third reaction where oxidative decarboxylation happens is the amino acid metabolism, that is amino acid metabolism of branch chain amino acids, that is leucine, isoleucine and valine. So they are first transaminated to their respective alpha keto acids, which are further dehydrogenated, and that is where you require TPP as coenzyme. Then where else is the function of TPP? It's in the transketolation reaction. Transketolation reactions seen in pentose phosphate pathway. Then last but not the least, TPP has neurological functions. Neurological role is there because it's in the form of pyrophosphate, so it activates certain chloride channels. Also it is needed, it decreases acetyl coenzyme A turnover, and it increases level of certain other neurotransmitters as well, like 5-hydroxytryptamine and glutamate, aspartate. So it has a neurological role as well. So thymine deficiency will have two main effects. One is cellular energy generation will be hampered. Second thing is there will be accumulation of pyruvic acid, and of course lactic acid will also be accumulated because pyruvate won't be converted to acetyl CoA. So pyruvate will pile up and this will lead to more of lactate as well. Now coming to why does alcoholism cause thymine deficiency? Not only thymine deficiency, alcoholism is known to be in alcoholics. Almost 80% of alcoholics are thymine deficient. Almost 60% में आपको pyridoxine deficiency दिखती है, मिलती है, and almost 1/3 of the patients of alcoholism they have folate deficiency. So it is mostly multivitamin deficiency which is seen in alcoholics, particularly thymine. So alcohol is not a fortified food item. It is just empty calories because it won't give you any micronutrients, it won't give you any vitamins, it won't give you any minerals. Then alcohol inhibits thymine absorption in the gut. It directly inhibits absorption of thymine in the gut. Third is that alcohol inhibits magnesium absorption. Now one must wonder, why do we require magnesium? So the active form or the coenzyme form is TPP, and from thymine to TPP you require a kinase. And what do kinase enzymes require? They require magnesium. So alcohol inhibits magnesium absorption. That is how it decreases thymine levels as well. Now, why should thymine deficiency present with encephalopathy? As we have seen that thymine is required for cellular energy generation, and for aerobic utilization of glucose, we need PDH to be working, right? We need PDH complex to be working, which converts pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A, And for neurons, aerobic utilization of glucose is the only source of energy. So if thiamine is not there, PDH will not work, and the patient will have, the neurons will have decreased uh, glucose metabolism, and that is how encephalopathy results. Now, what are the precipitating factors of Wernicke's encephalopathy in a chronic alcoholic? So, the precipitating factors are, of course, chronic malnutrition. If the patient is chronically malnutrition, he may develop a fatal condition called Wernicke's encephalopathy. And if you treat this patient only with dextrose infusion, so what would happen? For example, a patient presents with coma or delirium in the emergency, and and to such a patient we usually administer coma cocktail. Coma cocktail, which is a mix of dextrose, IV dextrose, IV dextrose and thiamine and naloxone. So only dextrose administration won't help this patient, because it will rather worsen the neurological status of this patient. Whatever glucose, if the patient is hypoglycemic, whatever glucose has to be utilized. Sorry. Whatever glucose has to be utilized, you need to give the coenzyme as well. That is why you administer thiamine. So whenever a patient presents, once you confirm that the patient is hypoglycemic, you have to give coma cocktail. Naloxone is the third component of coma cocktail, which is an antidote given for where you suspect opioid overdose, opioid toxicity. So you need to give glucose plus thiamine. Else, if you give only glucose, the neurological status of the patient will worsen, because the glucose utilization will that will utilize the thiamine pyrophosphate, and you won't have any thiamine left for neurological function. Then, what are the clinical features of Wernicke's encephalopathy? As we have already seen, there is global confusion because mammillary body is affected. There is ophthalmoplegia. There is weakness of eye muscles. We call it as nystagmus. To and fro movement of the eyeballs is seen, and then the patient will have ataxia. The gait will be affected because cerebellum is affected over a long period of time, and we remember it by the mnemonic GOA: global confusion, ophthalmoplegia and ataxia. Now, what are the differences between Wernicke's encephalopathy and Korsakoff syndrome? Wernicke's encephalopathy, it could be a fatal condition, emergent condition, but when the alcohol abuse is continued, the patient may land up having Korsakoff syndrome, which is characterized by memory loss and hallucinations. That is why we call it as Korsakoff psychosis. So let us see what are the differences. So Wernicke's encephalopathy is caused due to acute thiamine deficiency. So if you administer the patient with thiamine, the changes are reversible. Korsakoff syndrome develops over a long period of time. That is, sustained deficiency of thiamine has to be there. And then Wernicke's encephalopathy will present with the symptoms GOA: global confusion, ophthalmoplegia, ataxia. Whereas Korsakoff syndrome will be like as this lady presented with, there was retrograde amnesia. It could be anterograde amnesia as well, where the patient is not able to form memories any further. Confabulation, apraxia, where the patient is not able to do the usual activities. Agnosia, where he or she is not able to recognize certain things and people. Aphasia, where the patient is not able to speak. And imaging study will be in Korsakoff syndrome will be same as seen in chronic alcohol abuse. The mammillary body will be atrophied, the periaqueductal gray matter will be atrophied, cerebellum will be atrophied. And Wernicke's encephalopathy, which is very important, it is mostly reversible. So, if you administer the patient with thiamine and there is alcohol abstinence and the patient maintains good nutrition, there are good chances of recovery. But if the alcohol abuse continues for a long time, the patient may irreversibly develop memory loss and land up in psychosis, leading to Korsakoff dementia. So that is it about thiamine deficiency, about Wernicke's encephalopathy and Korsakoff syndrome. If you have any doubts, you can leave your doubts in the comments. Thank you.